Trump was almost assassinated over the weekend, and this is the first time that we've had an assassination attempt since Ronald Reagan in March of 1981. We've had 4 presidents that were assassinated while they were in office. Abraham Lincoln in 1865, James Garfield in 1881, William McKinley in 1901, and last but not least, John F. Kennedy in 1963.
We see something that said, take a look at what happened. Oh.
Man, why are you screaming? Who's trying to...
Move his spear! Hold! When you're ready! On you!
Ready?
Move!
Up!
Move! Go!
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here, move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Shooters down. Shooters down.
Are we good?
Shooters down.
Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Shooters down. We're good to move.
We're clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus.
Donald. Sir, leave your shoes there. You was almost off. I'm gonna let you get your shoes. Nah, you need to leave. Like,
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. My shoes.
Watch out.
Wait.
there's a different level of ignorance that was just recently displayed in this particular video, and one that I find appalling. We're gonna have to get into their security detail, because how is it possible that this particular shooter was able to get up on a roof with a rifle and get multiple shots off? Also, Trump, they're looking out for your safety. Forget your shoes, forget your phone, forget whatever else you have. Get the heck up off the stage. This is not time for a photo op. You just survived an assassination attempt, and he's the type of person that photo that he took where he's doing this, he's putting himself in danger, because there could have possibly been another shooter there, and he wants to show how brave and strong he is. A lot of people had questions as into what was Secret Service doing to allow this to happen.
I'm a former military man myself, so I know a little bit about security. Let me explain something to you about this situation and just how curious it is. Okay? Curious is the word I'm going to use, maybe even interesting. These events are organized, they're structured, they're planned days in advance. There are no pop-up rallies. No. They are highly coordinated events between law enforcement and Secret Service agents. They'll get to the area, they'll scope it out, find all the hot spots, whether the clear lines of sight, the perch positions. They'll never allow open windows or anything like that. They learned all this from the Kennedy days. That's why you don't have assassination attempts that often at rallies, ever really, because they learned a lot from the Kennedy days. And so what they'll do is they'll scope the area out. In fact, they'll look at all the hot spots. They'll look at all the perch positions, rooftops especially. They don't even like rooftops. But what's curious about this situation is the very position the shooter was in, they would have 2 or 3 agents in full battle rattle, security personnel up on that position. Yes, you heard me. The very position that shooter was on. That's very curious to me. Let's talk a little bit more about this shooter. This shooter had all the right conditions for them. Thank goodness they did not succeed. But let's just talk about the situation they were in. They had a perfect elevated position, clear line of sight. He had a tripod, a scope, He even had good weather. Folks, that don't happen. That don't just happen. Just like, when Tom Brady said he didn't know nothing about the footballs, and Bill Belichick knew that they didn't know nothing about the footballs, the Patriots, that several years ago. Troy Aikman came on TV and said, as a star quarterback, NFL quarterback, Hall of Fame, he said that just doesn't happen, folks. That kind of thing just doesn't happen. Now there are videos of clear audio. I didn't say edited audio. I didn't say staged audio. I said this is clear audio at the time. And there are two things happening when they hurled him off the stage. One, Secret Service does something that's edited audio. I didn't say staged audio. I said this is clear audio at the time. And there are two things happening when they hurled him off the stage. One, Secret Service does something that's very curious. They pause and let him get his shoe. That wouldn't have happened, folks. No way, no how. They could care less about what articles of clothing you lose. They will slam you to the floor like a rag doll and then pile on top of you and drive you out of there in the lowest profile possible in 5 to 7 seconds. That's actually how they're trained to do it. And the second thing is they will never let you wait and pause for a photo and rear your head.
Right.
That would never happen, folks. Never, never, never. So just think about that.
Situation that we just seen occurred in the audio, and some of the actions that he took was very concerning, to say the least. And that would be with any president. If that happened to Biden and Obama, why are you trying to get a photo op? This is not the moment in which you should be trying to look strong and brave. You almost got your head blown off. This is a serious situation. And I feel like this. As the president or anybody that is being protected by security, you take their instructions very seriously. Not only are they're trying to protect you, but you should also be considerate about their lives. Because at the end of the day, even though they did sign up for this job, they are putting their lives on the line. So when they're putting their lives on the line, you take it into consideration. I need to do what they tell me to do so we all can get out of this situation safely. He did not do that. And I know some of you all are curious about who exactly was this person. I'm not going to. There are multiple people that attended the Trump rally that are saying that they pointed out and told the police that there is somebody on the roof. And they saw him scaling and bear crawling his way to his location. And that's also odd because obviously they have snipers on the other roofs. BBC wrote an article. Why was gunman roof not secured in advance? It remains unclear how suspected gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks got access to the roof of a building near the rally that was a little more than 130 meters from Trump. The rooftop was a known vulnerability before the event, according to NBC News, who cited two sources familiar with Secret Service operation. Someone should have been on the roof or securing the building so no one could get on the roof. NBC quoted one of the sources as saying, same thing that military vet said. As well as the access question, it has been suggested that the line of sight from the rooftop to Trump's podium area should have been blocked off. Crooks should not have been able to get a direct sight of Trump. Homeland Security Alejandro told ABC News on Monday. Mr. Mayorkas said officials really studied the event independently and make recommendations to the Secret Service and to me. Were warnings about the gunman's passed on. An eyewitness to the shooting told BBC that he and others had clearly spotted Crooks crawling around on the roof with a rifle. They alerted police, but the suspect continued moving around for several minutes before firing shots and then being shot dead himself, the eyewitness said. FBI Special Agent Kevin Rajek admitted it had been surprising that the attacker had been able to open fire. The county sheriff has confirmed that Crooks was spotted by a local police officer who was unable to stop him in time. Sometimes, something that remains unclear is whether the information reached the agent around Trump. Crooks was already on official radar according to senior law enforcement officials. They anonymously told CNN that the officer thought he was acting suspiciously near the event megameter. This information was allegedly relayed to Secret Service. So Whoever dropped the ball, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but whoever dropped the ball, they need to be fired. They gotta go. There is no way in the world that man, because you had snipers on the other roof, they didn't see that man. They supposed to be looking around, making sure they pay attention. And a police officer that was warned about this, his job also needs to be snatched. Was Secret Service too reliant on local police? The gunman fired his shots from what police have described as a secondary ring, which was patrolled not by the Secret Service, but by local and state officers. A former Secret Service agent said the sort of arrangement only worked when there was a clear plan on what to do when a danger was spotted. When you rely on local law enforcement partners, you better have carefully planned and told them what you expect them to do about a threat. The county sheriff has admitted there had been a failure, but said there was no single party to blame. Matthew Crooks, he was 20 years old and he was a Republican. Speaking to old classmates, it is said that he was bullied in school. Now, mind you, I am not into giving shooters, terrorists, domestic terrorists, origin stories and feeling sad for them. I don't care if you were bullied in school. That does not give you a reason to do what you did. There's always some type of sympathy played when it comes to these white mass shooters or these domestic terrorists that go on and commit events like this.
At lunch, I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are. I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays, so they're gonna see someone like that and they're gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever. So it's the best way I can describe it. And it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but you never know.
Yeah. You said he was a loner?
Yeah. I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied. Like he was bullied so much.
This is high school.
Yeah.
What did they, do you remember at all what they said to him or called him?
No. He was just made fun of, I guess, for the way he dressed or his appearance.
6'4". I go to Stanford University. I have a 10-inch penis and 6'4". I go to Stanford.
Obviously, people made memes of this, and this is the end that shot Trump, and it's somebody that's missing. Donald Trump telling his son what really happened at the rally.
Nigga, the full Nelson, because once the shots was going off, the two niggas was over there that was down there, pulled out the hammer, and the nigga right here pulls out the hammer. I said, I'm dead. But I had the nigga in the full Nelson, so now when these niggas is trying to shoot me, I'm aiming this motherfucking nigga up to all the hammers, you know what I'm saying? So I must have had the nigga.
That's 50 Cent, and they had him appearing in a mini-man. Now, with the memes aside, it is important to note that Trump was injured. This is his ear. Even though the shooter missed his intended target, he did kill someone, and he killed a 50-year-old man. He was a former firefighter by the name of Corey. Predator's last act on this planet was shielding his daughter from the bullet. The PA Trump rally claimed the life of my brother Corey Comprator. The hatred for one man took the life of the one man that we loved the most. He was a hero that shielded his daughters, his wife, and girls just lived through the unthinkable and unimaginable, his sister said on Facebook. My baby brother just turned 50, and he has so much life left to experience. Hatred has no limit and love has no bounds. Pray for my sister-in-law, niece, my mother, sister, me, and his nieces and nephews, as this feels like a terrible nightmare, but we know it is our painful reality. This is the man that lost his life. There's a lot of conspiracy that's going on about this particular incident, but it is very important to know that someone other than the shooter lost his life on that day.